Next, we'll be hearing a message from Ashlynn McKay, a North Texas influencer who has centered her brand around fun, fashion, self-care, and the occasional trip to Home Goods. Followers spanning multiple social media platforms, creates content that highlights some of the best little luxuries that life has to offer, like a relaxing face mask, time with loved ones, and even a good home-cooked meal. This morning, Ashlynn will be sharing with us how she came to know that no matter what, God will always be enough. Welcome to the High Def stage, Ashlynn McKay.
I have spent my entire life chasing better. Better grades, better friendships, better clothes, better car, better phone, better body, better relationship, more followers on social media, more, better everything, because if it's not better, then it's not good enough. I have chased and chased everything. Better, thinner, popular, wanted, loved, more. I chased all of the things the world promised. If you have this, then you'll be happy. Believing when I got that thing, then I would be enough. See how better can spiral. I was 14 when the feeling of not enoughness began. It started as a small voice inside my head that maybe I could be a little smaller, or maybe I could stand a little taller. Maybe if my stomach didn't roll when I sat that specific way, maybe then I'd be perfect, and if I was perfect, I'd be enough. That voice got louder the more I consumed social media, comparing my worth to everyone else's highlight reel. Over and over, the voice got louder until it was so loud I couldn't look myself in the mirror. I hated what I saw. Felt like there was nothing I could do. So I changed my hair, hoping happiness was within my reach. It wasn't. So I changed my clothes. It wasn't. So I changed how I talked. It wasn't. So I changed my walk, my laugh, my taste in music, my taste in movies, my favorite color, how I felt I deserved to be treated in a relationship because maybe my standards were just too high for happiness. They weren't. Over and over, the line for happy moved, and I found myself just empty, reaching, waiting, hoping for the moment that I would get the thing that would make me happy, that would make me enough. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with depression. And a few short months later, anxiety. Medications that promised to bring me enoughness didn't. And I found myself feeling more and more broken, more and more empty. How could I be enough when I have to take medicine to make my brain work? I chased and chased happiness until I chased myself into a hospital. At 19, until my feet hit the floor on what I can only describe as rock bottom, and everything was taken from me, did I realize that this emptiness I was chasing, this void I was trying to fill, would always remain empty. That realization hit me like a truck. At this point, what was the point of being here if happiness was only ever just out of my reach? Just gave up. In that dark moment, I met a doctor who saved my life. And I don't say that callously or just as a token of appreciation. I say I would not be alive on this stage speaking to you today had he not intervened. I wasn't sick. There was no medicine that they gave, no cure, no pill. He didn't wave a magic wand and fix all of the brokenness inside of me. He accepted me in all of my pain, all of my shame, all of my brokenness, all of the things I had done to myself, to my body, to others out of anger and sadness and pain. He met with an attitude of grace and acceptance and love. He assured me that needing medicine for any reason, mental or physical, doesn't make me broken. The trauma I endured growing up didn't make me broken. All of the things I hated about myself that I couldn't face in the mirror didn't make me broken. I was fearfully and wonderfully made because I was created by the one who defines completion. I work in an industry of next. There is always a next product, another follower, another post, another trend, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, over and over and over. It's easy to get caught up in that cycle. You see, the world makes promises of happiness that it can't cash. Maybe you've experienced this, thinking about the next thing on your list, the best thing, the most wanted thing, a car, a relationship, a new phone, Nike Dunks, which are impossible to find, by the way, a better body, that college acceptance letter that you wanted. And I want to ask you, when you get that thing, are you happy? For more than a week? Or does something else creep in, slowly moving up the list, that next thing that surely when you get your hands on it, surely that's going to be the thing that makes you happy? It's a vicious cycle. It's an endless cycle. It's a game that feels like you just can't win. I'm going to give you the advice it took me 8 years to learn. And if you haven't listened to a word I've said, I get it. Y'all stayed up super late, no worries. If your friend's asleep, give him a little elbow nudge. I want you to hear just this part. That thing you're missing, the fill in the blank question to what is going to make me enough, what is going to bring me completion, what is going to get rid of this emptiness inside of me is God. And I can hear the eye rolls. I know. Of course she's gonna say, God, this is a church conference. I get it. But what I'm telling you is I have spent 8 years trying to fill that blank with anything the world will fit there. It doesn't work. It won't work. Over and over, you can try and fit anything but God in that space, and it will leave you empty. Because the truth of the matter is, there is nothing in this world, nothing on this planet, nothing in cyberspace that is going to fill your heart to completion but God. I still work in that industry of next, always waiting for the next thing, the best thing, the better thing, the thing that's promising me happiness, right? All of those things are just that. They're things. They fade, they rip, they tear, they gather dust, they go out of style, become chuggy, whatever you want to use that word. They fade. God doesn't. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't get old. No matter how many times I said, get out, I don't need you in this space, I don't need you in my life, he didn't go. Never once has he fallen down on his promise of peace. And on the days that I feel so wholly unworthy, ugly, insecure, inferior, he's there, existing in perfect enoughness, ready to surround you. The world is going to tell you about next. There's always going to be something you're searching for. Through my story and my experience, I have learned that no matter what the world is going to tell you or throw at you, God is enough. And I want you to hear that again. I have spent my life chasing better, thinner, popular, wanted, loved, more, enough. All of the things that this promises. God is enough. I am enough. You are enough. In every way that you feel broken and unworthy, you are enough just as you are. I want you to hear that again. You are enough. And on the days and in the places, in the spaces where we really don't feel enough, God fills in those gaps. I know that's a lot to process. It's a hard subject, talking about mental health and all the things that go into it. It's uncomfortable. And some of you may be sitting in the room going, this isn't for me. And if you're not there, that I'm so thankful for you. But there may be a moment you get there. There may be a moment you look in the mirror and wonder, am I going to be enough today? And you are. So if you will bow with me. God, you are good, and you are good at being God. We're so grateful that we don't have to carry the burden of enough. You shoulder it for us. You take all of our unworthiness and remind us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made because we are made in your image. As we go into the rest of this weekend, God, remind these students that they are enough in every place, in every space. Thank you for your goodness. Amen.